With today's vote in the state Senate, the New Jersey legislature defaulted on its constitutional obligation to provide same-sex couples in New Jersey equal protection, as unanimously mandated by the New Jersey Supreme Court in 2006. That's why we at Garden State Equality are here with our partner Lambda Legal, which has an extraordinary track record of advancing LGBT civil rights in the courts. Now our organizations will announce major news. Our side is going back to court to win marriage equality. We'll hear from Lambda Legal in a moment. Let's be clear about what this news means. We are not waiting out the term of any new administration to bring equality to same-sex couples in our state. In 2006, the New Jersey Supreme Court told the legislature it could enact marriage or another structure that provides the equal protection of marriage. But the civil union law failed to do that. Too often, civil union couples cannot visit loved ones in hospitals, make medical decisions for their partners, or receive equal health benefits from employers. Hospitals and employers have treated civil union couples differently because they've been labeled differently. Children have been treated differently in school because their families are labeled differently. In recent months, including today and at the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing in December, New Jersey legislators publicly recognized these failures. They publicly acknowledged that the civil union law has not provided equal protection. That's important. New Jersey legislators themselves said it. Our opponents in the legislature said it. Senator Jerry Cardinale, arguably the leading opponent of marriage equality in either house of the New Jersey legislature, said today the civil union law has not worked. In other words, though we didn't achieve our final victory today, we're better positioned than we were a few months ago to win marriage equality. So if you're wondering how we feel, it's complicated. On the one hand, we resent, more than you can imagine, remaining second-class citizens a bit longer. On the other hand, the ball has moved forward. The public record for the courts is mighty, and we're closer than ever to winning. In 2006, New Jersey enacted an experiment called civil union. In 2010, New Jersey has a mountain of proof that the experiment has failed. Now let's talk about what happened politically. Things didn't go our way in the legislature because of one factor. Governor Goldstein wasn't fortunate enough to win election. After his win in November, Governor-elect Chris Christie persuaded a number of legislators to reverse their support of the bill. Before the election, nearly every neutral observer in New Jersey thought marriage equality was certain to become law in lame duck. It became the zeitgeist in Trenton with good reason. In contrast to today's outcome, before the election we had votes to spare in the Senate, including from a number of Republicans. But the election changed everything, and our national opponents changed nothing. They didn't do or spend much in New Jersey. As you saw from our thousands of members at the State House these past few weeks, who symbolized the massiveness of our campaign, we overwhelmed our opponents on every front but one. Our opponents had the governor-elect on their side, and that's all they needed to have. It's ironic, given that marriage equality was not an issue in this election. Does anybody really think that marriage equality was an issue in the election, and that the candidates who favored marriage equality together won a majority? All this said, we extend to Governor-elect Christie an outstretched hand. He will be the governor of all of us. We ask him to continue the tradition of his Republican predecessors, Christie Whitman and Tom Kean, who always kept the door open to the LGBT community. And though we differ with the governor-elect on marriage equality, we also seek to explore with him and his administration the issues on which we may have agreement and can work together. No political party should write off any constituency, and no party should take any constituency for granted either. With all due respect, our fundamental right to equality should never have been left to sudden death. Let's say that again. With all due respect, our fundamental right to equality should never have been left to sudden death overtime by the party to which the LGBT community and our allies have been so unstintingly loyal and given so much. To be clear, we will continue to support those who support us. Over the past 5.5 years, the separate Garden State Equality Political Committee has provided thousands of campaign volunteers and raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for support of candidates through contributions to the organization or through contributions from individuals directly to candidates. Of course, when we exceed politicians' expectations in ways they like, we never hear, "You're going too far. Your fervor is too much." That double standard, which other minority communities have heard in their own fights for equality, hurts deeply, and it hurts everyone who stands for equality, including supporters in the majority. Now there will be a sustained response not only from the LGBT community, but also from straight progressive voters who have been our equal partners. Marriage equality stopped being a gay issue long ago. It's an issue of everyone who cares about equality. To those who let us down, here's our policy. Don't ask, don't expect. You can't take progressives' money and volunteers with one hand, slap us in the face with other, and then act astonished when we declare our political independence. The marketplace of democracy runs along a two-way street. Members and friends, today was not an outcome lost, but a juncture in an otherwise glorious road to justice. Since Garden State Equality's founding in 2004, New Jersey has enacted 210 LGBT civil rights laws at the state, county, and local levels. It's a national record. We have 64,000 members, LGBT and straight alike, who have improved the lives of millions. A watchdog organization, EqualityGiving.com, just ranked New Jersey #1 in America for LGBT rights, tied with 3 other states. And we haven't won marriage equality yet, but we will soon. Cesar Chavez said it best. You cannot uneducate the person who has learned to read. You cannot humiliate the people who feel pride. You cannot oppress the people who are not afraid anymore. We have seen the future, and the future is ours. We thank the National Lesbian Gay Task Force, the Human Rights Campaign, Real Action, the Civil Marriage Collaborative, the Arcus Foundation, and Freedom to Marry, which have given us resources and wisdom. We thank our partners at the state level, including the ACLU of New Jersey, Blue Wave, Democracy for America, New Jersey Citizen Action, New Jersey Stonewall Democrats, and the state's progressive voice on the web, New Jersey, to which we owe so much. We thank our spectacular field staff who join us from across the country. We thank our executive committee, board, staff, and donors who make Garden State Equality possible. We thank the New Jersey Lesbian and Gay Coalition for its decades of groundwork. We thank all the supportive staff in the legislature and executive branch. We especially thank our thousands of volunteers, the stars of Garden State Equality, who rallied at the State House and worked in our offices and in the field throughout the year. And if I may, I don't know if my partner Daniel's here today, would you come up? We'd love to highlight. This is really important to me, friends, because if I may get personal for a second, I haven't taken a dime in salary from over almost my 6 years being founded and leading Garden State Equality, and it takes a pretty extraordinary partner to make that happen. Not a matter of money, it's a matter of love. And thank you, man. I love him more than I can possibly express. And someday soon, and we believe in 2010, you will be my husband. Most of all, we thank our colleagues at Lambda Legal. I'm sorry. You know, you have these prepared remarks, and sometimes, even when you expect things to happen, it doesn't make it easier. Because you have to prepare text, and to so many this is a political issue, but you see, this is our lives. Whose marriage are we hurting? Whose marriage are we hurting? We got married 7 years ago in Canada. And all we are is the couple next door. And when we moved into Teaneck, On the first night before we could unpack, our state senator, and a woman who I love as much as my mom, brought us chicken soup from the deli. What a threat we are to the institution of marriage. And Loretta, it was a really good chicken soup.
I didn't make it.
So it's hard, you have these prepared remarks, and we're not dumb. This was a possibility today. Many of you journalists, you cover a lot of campaigns where there are political candidates. Your candidates win, your candidates lose. A couple of days later, you get up, you wipe yourself off, and you move on. And that's what we're going to do. And clearly, that's what we're doing with going back to court with our colleagues from Lambda Legal. But you will never know the rejection that we feel by the 20 senators who voted no today. And some of them will have gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender children, whether they know it now or someday, and let them explain to those children their no votes too.